Doctor Sleep is a 2019 horror movie that is directed by Mike Flanagan, starring Rebecca Ferguson and Ewan McGregor. Now, it is a sequel to The Shining. So, before I get into the plot, this is my second favorite movie of 2019, 5 out of 5 all the way, but it had such a challenge because the original Shining with Jack Nicholson, directed by Stanley Kubrick, is not a faithful adaptation of the book. So, and Doctor Sleep, the book, is, it's a sequel to the first Shining, to the book. So, what I'm saying is, this movie not only had to be a successful adaptation of the Stephen King book or the Stanley Kubrick movie, but of the book itself. And you know the differences of how in the book the hotel gets burned down. In the book, Dick Hallorann lives. Like in the book, Danny uses The Shining a little more, and it's a little elusive to what it is. In the movie, the hotel doesn't burn down, and Dick Hallorann dies. So what this is, so it's 40 years later, 30 years later, whatever it is. So Ewan McGregor's been in hiding. He's playing Danny Torrance. He's in hiding. He's an alcoholic. He's just kind of drifting, bumping around. Comes to this town, cleans himself up, but at the same time, he made little Abra Stone, who's very keen and in touch and very powerful with The Shining. Now, she reaches out a couple years later, because there's time jump in the movie, so 8 years later she reaches out, and then they get connected. But, turns out, there's a cult of energy shining sucking vampires called the True Knot. It's been around for centuries and kill and feed on the children that have the shining. So Danny's so scared of it after the experience with the hotel, of the shining itself, he doesn't use his shining at all. So the True Knot can't find him. So eventually, when he becomes aware of the True Knot, he meets up with Abra, and then they work together to, defeat the True Knot. And Rose the Hat, who's the leader of the True Knot, who's played by Rebecca Ferguson, she's awesome in this movie. And it's so good. There's so many fantastic scenes in this movie and quotable lines. But to me, there is a bit of a disconnect while watching the movie because, okay, uh, there's 5 characters in the original Shining. Jack, uh, Shelley Duvall, Danny, Dick Hallorann, and the 5th, the hotel. So this one, they're not at the hotel, but they're dealing with the same characters and not the same themes. And so the conclusion is at the Overlook Hotel. Because throughout the movie, so it all starts with the True Knot picks off another kid with the Shining, and Abra sees it, and so she reaches out to Danny, and she's like, "We have to stop this." So Danny goes to it, finds out that they killed this kid, gets his glove, gives it to Abra. Abra touches it, and she finds out exactly where they are, and they set up a trap to take him out. And that scene's amazing. The ambush scene's amazing. The seatbelt scene's amazing. And my favorite, the final conclusion, the third act of the movie's amazing. It's when he's walking through the hotel and everything. To me, that's like, oh man, the level of adrenaline and the high I get after watching Doctor Sleep, because I mean it is just, it's like fucking dominoes. That's Mike Flanagan setting up everything, and then when he fucking presses it, it just boom, 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 where it's event after event after event after event, and it's awesome. But when he first gets to the hotel, because I want to talk about this scene because it's so cool. Because he talks about how the hotel's a living, breathing entity and it is pure evil. It feeds off people with the Shining. So Danny walks in there and the lights slowly start turning on as he's walking. Slowly, they're dim. They're not super bright. They're kind of dim, but they're turning on. Then he turns on the boiler. The boiler played a big part in the book. So they bring the boiler back into it. So, he flips the boiler on. Then he brings Abra in. Then as soon as Abra gets in, because she's stronger than Danny is with the Shining, the lights just, like, they're fluorescent. They're just, they're all shining brighter. It's like, ooh, shit's about to happen. But this movie is also a great interpretation of addiction, of just how Danny is kind of spiraling down to where his father was. But he gets brought up above all that. He finds a higher calling, which is to be Dr. Sleep. He uses his Shining to comfort dying patients in hospice. And, he makes them happy. He's having fun. He likes it. That he can do good with this power he doesn't want, that he feels cursed with. He's doing something good with it. And just how, it's just, he looks at alcohol as poison in the bottle, and he doesn't really understand how his father got to that point. But he's looking in the mirror and he doesn't understand how he got to that point. And when he's looking through the hotel, they have this awesome fucking scene when he talks to Lloyd the bartender, who is now his father, Lloyd Stack, and he has this awesome scene where he's just talking to his dad. He's saying all this shit that's just weighed on him for 30 years, and he's just laying it all out. And is a very powerful scene. Ewan McGregor should be, get nominated or some court or just kind of a special lookout because he is just killing this performance. Highly recommend this movie. I mean, if you love the original Shining, you will like this movie. 5 out of 5.